We came into the Ola home church not really knowing anybody, and we had a pretty good run for about a year, and then I started to get frustrated with the way some things were done, and then it escalated, and I got really frustrated. And as things progressed, my husband and I were ready to leave the Ola home church.
Yeah, when we knew that things had gotten very bad, and Theresa and Matt were talking about leaving, and it was like, good, I'm glad.
Matt and I met with the guy who's kind of in charge of our home church, and we were like, we'd like to check out something else. He said something that I have carried with me. God took years to engineer the situation to have both you and the Olas where they are right now. And he wants to get at something. And if you leave now, which you can do, you are certainly able to go to another group or whatever you would like, but you may end up thwarting what he was trying to do and having to go through this again. And so we decided to stay.
My boss, who I've worked for quite a few years, I remember talking with him, and we have a really open, honest relationship, and he knew what was going on, and I said, I want them to leave. And he followed that up by saying, okay, this is between you and God. But I can tell you, if you choose to just sit before him and say, okay, God, this is about you, this isn't about me, he will blow you away someday with the kind of friendship that you have with Theresa. He was so right. He completely restored our relationship. And it was many years. It wasn't like we laid it down and said, okay, we're good now. Mm-hmm. How many years was it, Theresa? She's better at the years than me.
Yeah, because I think it was probably 4 or 5 years before, we both had kind of mutually decided that we were willing to work on it. Mm-hmm. Didn't mean we liked each other, but we were committed to loving one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably a 5-year period.
Ron died, my husband died. And
Sue called me and saying, he's in the ambulance, he's not breathing. I can see him, and I'm like, I had no idea who she was even talking about. And it turned out it was Ron. I said, do you want me to meet you at the hospital? And she said, if it's not too much trouble.
I don't remember that part.
You did. And so I got over to the hospital. I was the first person there, but we went through. I was with you pretty much every day, all day for 2 weeks.
And Theresa loved me like nobody has ever loved me in my life during a very painful time. And had she walked away years before, I'm not sure how that story, God would orchestrate something else, he does. But I was so grateful that she was here and they were a part of my life and they were a part of this church, so that I could figure out life again and what that looks like.
What we have now is totally worth maybe agony is a strong word, but the kind of the heartbreak or just the breaking period of giving up my way of doing things, giving up my right to be angry or whatever, and moving towards somebody in love.
Yeah.
And we have a relationship. Somebody came up to us thinking that we had been friends since kindergarten, because now we're...
Yeah, what do you guys know about conflict?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, really? I mean, that's God.
Right.
That's not us. I mean, yeah, we had to say, yes, God, over and over again. But this is his story.
Right.
This is who God is. As we were getting ready to do this, I just kept thinking this week, because it's hard to think back at during that time and just how embittered we were toward one another. And so his word always takes you to where that truth is. And I just kept going back to 2 Cor 5 and looking at, his love controls us. His love compels us. He died for us so that we could die to self. And we had to keep doing that over and over. I know we both did. It's like, this is about you, God. And, sometimes daily saying, I'm going to recommit to do this. I'm going to recommit to say, okay, God, this is hard. Let's do this. And he kind of drove that. And toward the end of that passage, it talks about him being a God of reconciliation. And he is. And we are reconciled to him and to one another. But it's only through him that we have that. It's just a really sweet truth to cling to during those times where, no, God, I don't want to do that, really. Is there another way? And God says, no, this is the way. Let me live through you. That's what I want to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we've already made it known that we will not be splitting from each other.
Yeah. We want to stay together for the long run, which that's a long way from don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah, it's a little different story, isn't it? Yeah.